Good morning. It is Tuesday, December 7th, 2021, and from the home studio in Middletown, Delaware, I am Marshal Manlove from Delaware Sports and My Sports Reports. Kind of a regular hangout sort of day here today. Talk about some of the things that happened yesterday. A couple of reminders about some things because there's always new people watching. And people have questions in their heads. I was going to do viewer mail, but I only have 2 viewer mails, and I've responded to them. So I'll probably cover those in some of the reminders that we have. Our website here is mysportsreports.com. Why, Marshall? My Sports Reports and Delaware Sports? Because DelawareSports.com was something I created back in the 90s. And it was the first of its kind in this area. Some others had popped up around the country. But this was a screenshot from archive.org, the Wayback Machine, one of the early screen captures. We initially put up this website back in 1997. The archive.org site only has captured a couple from 1999. But you can see how well advanced the internet site was at that time. And it was so old, this site, it is so old now, that we were an affiliate of Amazon.com. That's how Amazon used to get their business. They would find other websites and you could affiliate with the site and put a link up to Amazon there, and if anybody made any purchases, you would earn some money. Of course, Amazon doesn't need to do that anymore. They don't do that anymore as far as I know. But that's how old this site was. So one of the questions that came up, it might be in your head, is like, who are you? Like, there's other people doing all these kind of things on the internet. We were first. And it doesn't mean anything other than we were first. Just don't bust my stones because all of a sudden I appear new to you. I'm here to collaborate anyway. I'm not here to compete with anybody, step on anybody's toes. I've reached out to a whole bunch of people to talk about working collectively to shine a positive light on as many athletes as possible. Primarily, we end up focusing on high school athletes because there's a lot of that activity and they're kind of easier to reach. But certainly, I don't mind dipping down to the middle school level and starting to meet some of the kids that are going to be in high school at some point. And also those who are in college and also playing adult sports in all sorts of leagues. I'm happy to talk about all those kind of things because really, the reason this all got started again, this particular incarnation of Delaware sports, is because I'm here to have fun and only talk about positive things. So one of the other questions that came up had to do with the interview that I did with the DIAA Executive Director, Donna Polk, and somebody wanted to know why I didn't ask a whole bunch of questions that really would have been rude to ask. Because why, if I am here just to have fun, first of all, why would I do that? And second of all, why would anybody come and do any interviews with me if they think or expect that I'm going to be confrontational in some way? So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be confrontational with people at the expense of viewers, I might add, because certainly if I was going to be controversial and do one of those Jerry Springer-like interview shows, people would watch. People like to watch train wrecks. That's not what this is going to be. This is going to be a train wreck enough because I just kind of talk off the top of my head and it's done live. Obviously it's done live, but I don't edit any of this unless there's been some kind of monstrous mistake or I'm having audio issues or video issues of some sort. And I have to redo it. Like I did a whole bunch of takes on one of the all-state and all-conference teams because I was trying to add audio, add some music to the background, And I had a real bad mix, and it took me like 8 hours to do it. But not doing that. What was the other thing that ran through my head when I was babbling about that? There will come a point in time when the actual plan comes to fruition, and that actual plan is to just sit here all day and talk about sports. Add some music to the background, and I had a real bad mix, and it took me like 8 hours. So that's the live feed coming through on YouTube right now. You can actually chat with me on the YouTube page. It's my sports reports. I just ask that you subscribe there. Subscribe to one of the sites where we are. For example, we're on rumble.com. Some people don't like the YouTube channel. Rumble was one that came up as an alternate video platform. So I'm up there. If you don't like the Rumble platform, obviously be on the YouTube platform. Younger viewers are used to the Instagram page. I'm also on the Facebook. I'm on my personal Facebook page right now. There's the video that sometimes freezes on me. In the most horrid positions, it freezes on me. So yeah, right now, if you're taking a look at this, I don't have a lot of followers or anything like that. It's because we're new. Also, we're on twitch.tv. Let me pull that over. That's the back end. Not much to really see there, but so we're over there. I just want to thank Jazzercise of Middletown, Jazzercise Middletown Fitness Center, 24 North Broad Street in Middletown, the operator of a Facebook group page for high school athletes, runs this business, and she is kind enough to post up links to the shows that my friend Mike Pico produces segments for us too, so it is an us thing. But she's kind enough to post links to our videos there, so I am happy to promote her business. It's Jazzercise Middletown on North Broad Street. Let's go back over here. But so please subscribe. I appreciate that. There are certain reasons to do that. If we get into the revenue streams, I can generate some revenue so I can pay people to do this. I do this to promote myself, obviously. But the reality is, I kind of do this just as a hobby, and in return, if you would like to support something I do, there are things that you can do to support me, and you can benefit from it as well. I am a stage hypnotist by trade. I do a comedy hypnosis show all around the country. You can find out information about that at marshalmanlove.com. I also help people quit smoking, lose weight, enhance performance. And you can reach me at firststatehypnosis.com. If you're planning on eating a lot during the holiday season and get yourself in a real bad habit that you can't break, reach me at firststatehypnosis.com, and we'll talk about hypnotizing you to change your mindset and get you back on track. And also, if you would like to buy or sell a house in Delaware, Maryland, or Pennsylvania, I am a licensed realtor in all three of those states. And you can reach me at marshalmanlove.foxroach.com. And when I'm not hypnotizing people or selling houses, this is where I am, in the home studio in Middletown, Delaware. Somebody is messaging me. Hang on. Could be my number one fan, Joey V. And it is. Yep, Joey V messaging me about something else. She is my number one fan. My wife, Dawnie M, earned a top fan badge on my sports reports, my Facebook page, finally. So she is in the top 3 now, and we appreciate that. Oh, what's a wonderful, wonderful woman. Dawnie M, my wife. So this picture here is of Dontarius Jones. It is by Lloyd Lee Height. And why do we have this picture of Dontarius Jones? Well, that is because He was the leading scorer for the Delmarva Christian Royals against Holly Grove Christian in Maryland. He scored 14 points. 4 Royals were in double figures in scoring for the game. They won 73-23. And here's another picture by Lloyd Lee Wright. This is Kayla Mitchell. The Lady Royals beat Holly Grove 64-24. Ainsley Bell scored 21 points to lead all scorers. Kayla Mitchell here and Sierra Troyer had 17 points each. Mitchell had 15 steals in this game. That sounded like a lot. Like, how did that compare? I didn't think it might have been on the list of high steal games for the National Federation of High School Sports, but I wanted to pull up the list anyway and see what those records were. And the record for steals in a game in a sanctioned National Federal High School match, National Federation of High School contest, Sarika Hammonds back in 1992 for Parkwood High School versus Indianland in South Carolina, had 24 steals. And you see this list goes down to 20. 15 goes a little bit further down, but thought that might be interesting to take a look at. Newark Charter takes out Odyssey Charter 62-9. Riley Hevelo led the Patriots with 19 points. Archmere beats Appoquinimink 46-39. Leading scorer in this game was Lauren Kinn for the Auks. Tower Hill over St. Andrews 50-18. Tessa Mullins had 16 points for the Hillers. The Highlanders of McCain beat Friere Charter 35-20. Kaya Hart was the leading scorer with 16 points as the Highlanders win their opening day game. And MOT Charter beat Glasgow High 51-13. In wrestling, there were 2 matches, one for which there were written results, and it was Indian River 47 and Dover 35. Pins for the Indians came from James Ask at 138 pounds, Bryce Rickabaugh at 160, Caleb McCabe at 182, TJ Burke at 285. For the Senators, pins came from 2 freshmen, Josiah Cody at 106 and Joseph Jackson at 113. Pardon me, make that 3 freshmen because John Parker also had a pin at 145. Deshaun Cole had a pin at 126, Antoine Eloy at 195, and Connor Ridgway at 220. And AI DuPont beat First State Military 39-13. So those are some of the scores. The state football championships, the 3 class championships are this Saturday at the University of Delaware. COVID protocols for the university in effect, so I won't be there. It's going to be warm too. I might have gone too, but I'm not following those protocols for something I'm going to do outside, watch a game. Which also reminds me about why I have a couple different video channels. Obviously, it's wise to be on as many channels as possible, but we know that some sites are more sensitive about language. And I know that YouTube, for example, is. And I have been watching other people do live stream and mention the pandemic by name and had their live stream shut down. Let's see if mine shuts down there. So it's just in case, it's a fail-safe, other places to go watch it. And don't have that kind of worry behind us. A question did come in via email today, now that I think about it, and it had to do with athletes of the week and athletes of the month. So a couple things here. The question was about a program nominating an athlete of the week. This show does not have an athlete of the week yet for which you nominate people to win. So we don't have a Delaware Sports or My Sports Reports athlete of the week. Now, we will have multiple. So if your school or program or even a team in your school has an athlete of the week, something somebody did that was worthy of attention, send it to us. We'll air it. That's what we're here to do. Just highlight the positive achievements of people in the community. So if your program, your team, your school has somebody that did something special, send me the name, picture, and the accomplishment, and we'll broadcast it. And if there are multiple sports, you want to send one from each team, send them in. Happy to do it. And if you're watching this from out of state, this is why we have a show called My Sports Reports, because we are beginning to cover sports and activities in other states. Now, this has been kind of funny too, because I have been reaching out for interview requests from state championship teams across the country, and nobody's responding. So, likely getting caught up in spam filters. But again, it's just new, so it takes some time for people to see something before it registers that something's going on, and not just some kind of scam or con or something like that. For whatever reason, people might not want to return an email. But yes, if you would like to nominate an athlete of the week, just send it to me at mysportsreports@gmail.com. And my friend and fellow broadcaster Mike Pico has been doing national letters of intent signings from all around the country. So if your athlete, your student athlete, has signed a national letter of intent, let's not go back to May. Let's do the November signing period. You can send the picture, name, sport, current high school, and where they're going to attend, and Mr. Pico will announce them. He's doing them all around the country. That's kind of how we are introducing ourselves in other states around the country. I'll show you an example here at mysportsreports.com. For example, there is the lovely and talented Mike Pico announcing a whole bunch of signings from Greenwich High School in Greenwich, Connecticut. He's got this great voice and great look too. And actually, he married me and my lovely wife, Dawnie M., back in July. He's a wedding officiant also. So you could hire him to marry you. And he'll do it. Do a great job. And he does voiceover work. He's not really a sports guy, but he's got such a great voice and he does this very, very well. It's a good way to get him introduced to this local sports community and indeed the national sports community. Great guy. So if you have a national letter of intent signing, send that to me, mysportsreports@gmail.com. We'll be happy to do that. Let's see, what else? Let's see. I know there was something else that I will remember as soon as I stop the show here today. Not a big deal. I'll just do it the next time. Yes, I know what it was. So we have been airing these segments about the all-state and all-conference teams for the fall season here in Delaware. For example, it's on DelawareSports.com, everything that we have done, all the pictures, names, schools, what sport, what honors were earned. We've done 4 of these so far, technically 5. It says 4 parts. We did the All Blue Hen Conference volleyball teams. It was created by David Lee from Dickinson High School. You can see who they are here. He did a great job with that. So we did one specifically for volleyball. This was part 4 that we aired the other day. I have part 5 getting ready to go. I have 12 players there. If I get another 12, I'll do another part. Again, I think some of my email that I send out to coaches and athletic directors is getting caught in spam filters. So if you are on DelawareSports.com and you go through these lists and don't see your team, your athlete, or your child on here, and you know that they've won an honor, reach out to me at mysportsreports@gmail.com, because I've sent out multiple requests Some have gone through, some have gotten back to me. Some people might have an extra layer of security on their email system and getting filtered out. And some people might just say, well, like, who are you? Like, who are you? I'm just me, Marshal Manlove. And after a while, more people will get to know what we're doing here, why we're doing it. And remember, we're just doing this to have fun and shine a positive light on people in our communities. Our home base is Delaware, but we're going to spread the joy and positivity all around the country. That is the goal. And have fun while doing so. Yeah, that's right. That's what we're here to do. Well, now, for me, it is lunchtime. It's not Wing Day. Wing Day is Friday at Dutch Country Farmers Market in Middletown after I work out at the Planet Fitness. So if you're trolling the parking lot somewhere between 11 a.m., well, this Friday it's going to be about somewhere between 12 and 2 p.m., you might find me in the parking lot sitting in my car eating wings, listening to the wedding songs from my wedding back on July 31st to my beautiful, beautiful bride, Donnie M. I will just be sitting there eating wings from Stoltzfus Barbecue, enjoying myself. Don't knock on my window, though. You just see me, watch it. Just take a you can take a picture of me sitting there eating wings in my car. Just don't bother me. Don't disturb me. It's just a couple moments of serenity and joy that I look forward to every week. That's right. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am Marshal Manlove, and now I am gone. Have a great day. Yeah.